We are back. Like click crack. Let's get it in, y'all. We here. 2021. One. But how they say it, new year, new me? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first edition of the 2021 version of the No Pyro podcast. My name is Total Mac. In the building, as always, fresh off of vacation, fresh off of hiatus, hi haters. How y'all doing today? I'm Total Mac, aka TVD Mac, aka Six Layer. In the building, as always, joined with me is my boy, Swervy Lee, aka Swervy Atmos, aka Swollen Pal, FKA Yoko Tuna, aka Young Stimmy.
Let's get it.
You know what I mean? Listen, our listeners like to hear us talk wrestling, gaming, food, but most importantly, they want to know, did the Stimmy hit?
Listen, man, the Stimmy landed, man.
Come on, man.
Stimmy landed.
Ah, man.
Matter of fact, my bank even told me ahead of time when it would post. I was like, oh, okay, y'all really on it.
Okay. Well, my Stimmy didn't land, so now I'm about to come rob you. I'll pay it back when I get by, you know what I mean? Also in the building with us, as always, he is like the Iron Man of this podcast. He's on every episode. Well, mostly every episode, except for that one time we went to go see Insane Clown Posse. But we'll talk about that later. His name is No Chill Drew, a.k.a. EGB, a.k.a. the Applebee's Don, a.k.a. Dollarita Drew, a.k.a. Shit. I just want to give a fat shout out to the recoil on the can, because damn, it was lit. Drew, how you feeling?
I didn't get my Stimmy yet. I'm not the $600 man, so feeling kind of broke over here.
You and me both, bro. Did your bank let you know when your Stimmy shit hit?
Oh, I don't give the government my direct deposit. That shit's come in the mail.
Oh, you under the mattress? Okay.
Oh.
No, I have direct deposit for my work. I'm not giving that shit to the government. You think fucking he's nuts?
Well, you pay taxes, right?
Yeah, and then I get my check in the mail.
So if you go on IRS's website, you can look and see when it's supposed to get shipped out. That's what I did.
Yeah, I mean, it took forever on that website. I'm just like, yo, fuck that shit. Because everyone was doing it. But I mean, yeah, I don't give them my bank account because I know once we go to communism, they're just gonna fucking just siphon that shit out of people's bank accounts, and I will be Mattress Mac. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
so feel free to call me Tinfoil Drew now.
Well, I was thinking that in my head. I didn't want to say anything about that to you, so maybe you'll get your Stimmy in Bitcoin.
Did you say Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Shit. If I was actually tech savvy, I might actually convert it to Bitcoin. But I'm not.
I wish I would have got in on Bitcoin when it was like a whisper away. Now everybody can hear and talk and knows about it, but it is what it is. How was everyone's New Year?
Good.
Not too bad. I'm glad it didn't snow up a storm. I hung out with a small group, and for some reason, I don't know if it was, we was watching like I guess the New York City ball drop, and they seemed to be behind by like a minute or so, or maybe we was just lagging on our end as far as the stream is concerned. But they were celebrating New Year's at 12:01. I'm like, you sure this is live? And he was like, yeah.
You know what? That's funny you mentioned, because was this the CNN feed that you were watching? Because that happened where I was at too.
I can't even recall. All I know, there was a young female that I never heard before singing, and they waited for her to finish her song before they counted it down. So it was either that made them go over, or they were just behind by a minute or so. But we didn't walk out there till 11:58 anyway, so I couldn't tell you what channel it was.
Hey man, shout out to the past me because I went outside about 11:57 and waited the 3 minutes and I would have let off. I mean, bang 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 when it hit 12 o'clock because fireworks, shots, they all unison, they all come together. I'm just kidding, y'all. Come on, man, it's not me. Anyway, speaking of bang bang bang, we had a lot of action this past Friday, last Wednesday, and yesterday. Here to talk about it, three jabronis. We are here. If you missed last week's episode and you want to know who got the Jabroni Award for Match of the Year, Worst Match, Best Pay-Per-View, Worst Pay-Per-View, and many others, please hit us up on YouTube, subscribe, click, and smash that like button. I sound like an ad you want to skip after 5 seconds, but it is what it is. Hit us up on SoundCloud.com as well. Every episode that we've ever recorded is on there also, so you can go back in the archives and look, and listen. Be that as it may, ladies and gentlemen, we want to start off today. Well, at least I wanted to, because pre-show we don't really talk about shit. But I just had a question for everybody. Who do you feel like is probably the most going into last year, the most overrated wrestler that can redeem themselves this year? Because we've saw a lot of new champions, Drew McIntyre being one of those, that came into the fold, where a lot of big name guys who did return, like a Sheamus, didn't get any championship gold burn. Who do you think can be a person who was maybe, I guess, looked at too much last year, but now they're coming in 2021 under the radar? Who could make a big name? Or who was a wrestler who didn't get a lot of fanfare that can make some big noise? Who is poised? I guess my question is, who is poised to have a big 2021? And you
So you
guys,
asking who was underrated or overrated last year?
well, you know what? Scratch all of that. Just let me know who is the most poised wrestler coming into 2021 in your eyes. We could do AEW, we could do WWE. You could do one of each, either or. I'm leaving it up to you.
Charlotte.
You think big year for her?
Why'd they call her back?
Ratings?
I see Sasha Banks having a huge year. With everything happening with the Mandalorian and her crossover, that they're going to try to take advantage of that and move her to the top.
Now, Drew, I'm going to ask you, and we'll Swerve too, what does a big year mean for Sasha and Charlotte? Are we talking WrestleMania main event? We talking more movies? What are we talking here?
I'm talking prominent role in the upper card. Now, I don't know if that means main eventing pay-per-views, but what I do mean is she's not going to be mixed in with the riffraff. She's going to be, in that top card, that upper echelon, and only working with the upper echelon people.
I agree with that. I think it's very early to say this, but man, do you even see her not dropping the belt this year?
They kept on Bailey a long time.
Yeah, true.
The only thing I'll say for Charlotte is at WrestleMania, she will either be fighting for the title again, or she'll be fighting Ronda.
That was the name I'm gonna bring up because,
or she'll be in some bullshit mixed tag that they're using as a huge push.
No, they will do that to her at WrestleMania.
You know, something that would involve like The Rock.
oh, you mean like what they did before with Triple H?
With Ronda and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I think she's above that. I think that was a filler match. I don't think there's, I mean, unless it's where her boo, Andrade.
I thought Kurt was above it too, but you know, hey.
Play 2K.
Once Kurt got the Britney Spears glove, he wasn't above anything.
Listen, when you play 2K, you got to cycle through which edition of the Kurt Angle you want to play with. Like Kurt Angle 01, Kurt Angle 08, Kurt Angle 18. You don't play with him, bro. He's terrible. He's garbage. I don't know. I mean, I think Charlotte is gonna have a big year. Like you said, Swerve, why bring her back unless she's not, gonna be in a big title picture? Which title picture, of course, I think is gonna be Asuka's. The Rumble is in like 3.5 weeks. I don't see her challenging for Sasha's belt. However, if she did, I wouldn't be mad because you're getting a 5-star match. And that is going into the realm of what Drew was talking about. You're probably going into a WrestleMania main event type of match. Even though I think if they did fight or they did wrestle, Charlotte would lose. Only because I think the collective upstairs wants Sasha to have a better year than Charlotte. If I'm thinking. You said you don't.
You said the collective upstairs wants Sasha to have a better year than Charlotte. I never think that.
I don't know. I mean, they see that she's getting that Disney attention. That's that puts her on an even playing field. I mean, she's not, on a sci-fi original movie. She's getting that Disney Channel attention.
I mean, I agree it should, but I haven't watched it, so I don't know how long of a part she had. Was she in there for 3 minutes?
She was in a couple episodes.
Yeah, but how long were the episodes? Were they as long as Alicia Fox's appearances on Legends Night?
Yeah, they were hour-long episodes. She was.
No, was her appearance on the episode?
Yeah, no, she was in most of the episode. In fact, the season finale, she was in pretty much the entire episode.
So you're saying she Marine 1 status, not Marine 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
And plus, they've left the door open for her to come back in season 3. So because of that, that they're going to be, okay, this has popularity. Now even Vince is probably hearing about it. So that that's going to be, okay, let's make sure that we get in on that too.
Now, Drew, I'm going to ask you, because you said Sasha's, she's on the small screen. If she gets on the silver screen, are we talking like huge, or are we talking, I don't know, say Triple H and Blade Trinity?
Depends on what she's in.
Well, he was running.
If she's in a WWE film, it's going to be a shit show. But if she gets cast in something that's actually like respectable, she might get some good screen time. She's shown that she's a decent actress. Is she the best actress? No. But can she hold her own and maybe pull like a John Cena role where, she might not be the star, but she's on the poster? Yeah.
Hey, she comes out with some type of Mandalorian get up on during her entrance. Do you know something?
Yeah.
Hey, I've been telling y'all about Banks for years. I just feel like the company gonna clip her wings somewhere.
I don't think it's this year. At least the top half of the year, because she's never had a long run with a championship. She's never been the biggest baby face in the company. Female wise, I think she's poised to have this run.
And here's the most important thing.
Neither has Natty.
But here's the most important thing that she has now that Natty doesn't. She has an out. Let's say the company decides they want to clip her wings. What's to stop her from going, all right, fuck you then. I'm going to go make TV shows. I'm going to go make movies. Like, if you're just gonna clip my wings, keep me in the mid card, I'm gonna go somewhere else. Like, she's not forced to wrestle anymore. She's had that exposure to Hollywood. She's gotten her foot in the door. She's worked with people who have connections. She's worked with companies and studios that have connections. It's not like she worked on some low budget independent film where it's like, okay, that's great. Maybe some people will see it. No, there's people with connections. She can use that to have a Hollywood career now. If she decided to go, hey, you know what? This is going nowhere, WWE. It's the same old shit that it was when I had purple hair. I'm out. She has that now, and that's leverage.
Well, did she could come back after a hiatus and be Hollywood Sasha?
She could if she wanted to.
Well, she already had her long break back when she was spatting, quote unquote, with Vince.
I think that's when she actually filmed Mandalorian.
I wonder if that was kayfabe there.
I don't know if it was so much kayfabe as much as, yeah, I got the time. Like, she was taking her time.
If so, that was smart for her to do that. Well, I think. I'm sorry, you were talking.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Well, I know we're talking about this later, but I wanted to kind of bring it up now. If she does have a big year, you gotta thank Twitter, because Twitter is basically responsible for worlds colliding, and that being the world of WWE, and that being the world of hip hop. There was one person. We'll save it, but there was one. I'll tease it. There was one person who was on Twitter last night, confused, startled, excited, and as Drew pointed out earlier in the group text, very, very, very upset. So I guess we'll talk about that later.
You mean somebody who tells us about wrestling after Passover?
Yes. 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 Yep. Or wrestling at grandma's if your ears are clean.
That's where you get that crap dinner in the pot?
I don't, not Kraft, bro. Mm-mm. Not Kraft. I mean, think more so like Stouffer's, but, like grandma with the big elbow made it. Like that.
You're stupid.
Like Big Mama made it.
If you're driving there on bald tires, you got to worry about wet-ass asphalt.
Oh, my God.
Wet-ass pavement. Well, I fucked that one up. That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't get much sleep.
Wet-ass asphalt.
Wow.
The A and the S was silent. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Let's switch gears and let's talk about what they're doing over there on Turner every Wednesday. What happened last week, Drew?
All right, let me pull that shit up. Okay, so this past week was supposed to be the first part of their New Year's Smash event. However, they did not get to do that, as unfortunately, Brody Lee had passed away. So instead, what they did was they did the tribute show to him. Opening it up, everyone was on stage. They did the moment of silence with the 10-bell salute. His infant son was having nothing to do with it. So the rest of the time, the event, his older son was at ringside in the front row. His wife was not, because she was taking care of the younger son who was not having the noise. You could definitely tell that it was hitting a lot of different wrestlers, the moment of silence. Some of them were able to keep their composure, others were not. We did go into the first match, which was the Young Bucks and Colt Cabana taking on Matt Hardy and Private Party. All the matches on this show involve people from the Dark Order. The match ended with Young Bucks and Colt Cabana getting the win, with Cabana getting the pinfall. After the match, Acclaim showed up to kind of talk shit before getting shoved in the ring by SCU and being down by the 3 winners. So there's that.
Now, I want to ask Drew, this night dedicated to Brody, to Luke, to John, was this any indication of storylines going into the next show, which is going to be dedicated to Part 1 and Part 2? Or was this
yes and no?
Okay.
Yes and no. So for a lot of it, the storylines were kind of just like, yeah, we're not doing the storylines today. At the same time, they did keep certain storylines going. And they put them into the show. Which
Gotcha.
they did it in a very respectful way. For the most part. And I'll get to it.
Everybody was basically protected.
What's that?
I said everybody was basically protected. It was Dark Order was in every match, and Dark Order won every match. You know, it was kind of like that.
Yeah, so the next match that we had Lance Archer, Stu Grayson, and Evil Uno taking on Eddie Kingston, Butcher, and Blade. Lance Archer was wearing his ring attire was basically Luke Harper's ring attire, the sweaty white beater and the cut up jeans, or not cut up jeans, but you know what Luke Harper fucking wore.
Wait, before you go into it, someone said that he prided that tank top. He said, "Yeah, it looked dirty and sweaty on TV." He said, "But that thing was clean as shit." And
I imagine it was
clean as hell.
Yeah, because I mean, if it wasn't, people would have probably complained. That would have probably been people's first complaint is, "Yo, this guy fucking stunk to wrestle." Because as much as people respected Vader, everyone makes sure to let you know, "Yo, that motherfucker stunk."
Oh man,
that was a frothy motherfucker, and he never washed his gear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's disheartening to hear.
Imagine fucking Jim Cornette in a hallway just yelling, "Why don't you wash your motherfucking gear, you motherfucker?"
So you mean his gear was smelling like Vader bombs after he took it off?
Yo, his fucking gear was awful. Like, I don't even know what to compare it to, but people were like, "Yo, that shit was awful." But yeah, so Eddie Kingston came out. He cut a promo first. He dedicated the match to John Huber, and then he's like, "Okay, now that that's out of the way, we're gonna kick these guys' asses."
So he grew up with him or whatever, right? They were like they came up together, and I guess in one of the circuits.
Yeah. In fact, I don't know if you guys saw it, but during Being the Elite, they had like a little like behind the scenes thing where he cut like a promo backstage with all the wrestlers, and he was just like, you could definitely tell that he was emotional. Eddie Kingston was about this entire night, but he got everyone like kind of like fired up and everything.
So everybody did great, but I do wanted to say shout out to the heels, especially on a day like that where you have to cut, basically a douchebag promo and have to deliver it and still, feel that way for your, somebody you came out with. I think that's extra tough having to do that, even though you don't believe those things, but you got to say them.
Yeah.
For the sake of the show.
As always, Lance Archer, Stu Grayson, Evil Uno got the win. Throughout the match, throughout the night, they were showing vignettes of different wrestlers talking about them. Guys like Moxley, guys like Cash Wheeler, Arn Anderson. They were all talking about remembering them, things that they would do behind the scenes, things that they remember about them. So it was definitely, a touching thing. And then we get to the next segment, and this was something that had a lot of people online a little bit riled up. So it was Hangman Page, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver taking on MJF, Santana Ortiz. MJF wearing Puerto Rican gear because he was Santana Ortiz, even though he's bigger than me.
I love that gear he had on.
Immediately out of the gate, he's talking shit to Brody's son in the front row. Who is, by the way, nicknamed -1 since they're giving all Dark Order members numbers. He's -1 since he's not actually a wrestler. They start doing their match. During the match, MJF rolls out of the ring, goes over to Brody Lee Jr., starts shouting him again, and snatches the mask off of him and blows his nose in the mask. Which got a lot of people riled up, but you could definitely tell that it was something that was part of the show, because then Brody Jr. just smacked him with a cane, Singapore cane, right after he did that. So MJF sold it well. Dark Order and Hangman Page get the win.
MJF
Brody
did
Lee
not
Jr.
get
son
pinned.
is what's that?
As the MJF did not get pinned.
Oh no.
Protection.
He protected better than McAfee out here.
What's that?
I said he protected better than McAfee out here.
Next match that we had. So what was that?
I said, and he ain't talking Pat.
Next match we had was Anna Jay and Tay Conti taking on Britt Baker and Penelope Ford.
Oh my God, the Buns. Buns was out today.
Anna Jay and Tay Conti did get the win. Yeah, I mean, you don't even know which one has the cakes.
I do.
Which one?
I figured it out now. The one that was wrestling.
Who got the Costanzo rolls then? Swerve.
Huh?
So who got the Costanzo rolls? Let me know.
The one that was wrestling against Britt and the other squad.
Well, this was a tag team match, though. Yeah, that helps.
Well, they both got it, but one has it more than the other. So I want to say it was Tay.
Tay Conti and Anna Jay did get the win. By the way, it's Tay Conti.
So what's that? Tay. Yeah, Tay won via buns.
After the match, Tony Schiavone interviewed Britt Baker, who says that this is, a big rig. And then she winked in the camera. That was kind of like her nod to. Apparently, John Huber's nickname on the road was Big Rig. I didn't know that. I guess that's something that we found out during the show. Thunder Rosa then came out and jumped Britt Baker. That kind of continued their storyline. After that match, we have the main event, which is Team Taz taking on 10, Cody Rhodes and Orange Cassidy. 10
the Jones Hall of Famer.
10 does get the pinfall in this one because he is a Dark Order member. After the match, of course, Team Taz is like, we're about to jump you and beat you down. And even Taz's son gets a suplex in until Darby Allin shows up. And then here we go. Is it time for the Price is Right? Because all I see is old people. Sting comes out with his fake snow. And, of course, Geriatric Man with his Columbine trench coat and his Spirit Halloween makeup makes Team Taz go, all right. You got us. We're leaving.
If you like old people, you're going to get your fill tonight.
And then they do the last segment of the night is when Tony Khan comes down and, thanks everyone for coming, brings in Brody's family. Spoke about how everyone in AEW loved him. They awarded Brody Jr. the TNT Championship. Said that he is the TNT champion for life. Definitely, an emotional night for a lot of people. And that's how the show kind of went off the air. There were videos that surfaced after the show that showed that, what's his face? Tony Khan kept it together just as the show went off the air. And then, he broke down the ring. But it looks like, they retired that design of the TNT Championship. They gave it to Brody Jr. They called Brody the best TNT champion ever, which I don't know. I mean, that's a little extreme, but I mean, I understand the sentiment.
It was a really good tribute show. It
was really good.
You wish
it was a lot better than Raw and SmackDowns.
It was something that you wish they could do for everybody that passed, but you understand why they couldn't. But it's that was nice that they'll have that thing. They'll have that show forever. Like his family will at least, and they'll probably get that on, a DVD or something just to, because it's a memory. So.
Yeah. And also, I guess they also signed Brody Jr. to a contract. So when he gets old enough, if he decides he wants to be a wrestler, he can wrestle in AEW. But the downside of that is now he has to defend that TNT Championship next week in a barbed wire match against New Jack. So there's that.
Assuming WWE will not have bought them out when he gets older.
I mean, with the shit that they're giving us for the Royal Rumble, I don't know if they're going to be buying anyone out.
Hey, if you watch it, you part of the problem.
I didn't fucking watch it.
Huh?
I didn't fucking watch it.
You ain't going to watch it?
Probably not. I mean, if that's what they're giving us, I mean, we'll get to it, but if that's what they're giving us, I'm not going to watch it.
You have a podcast, Drew. You have to watch it. Stop it.
That's what you're here for. You're the WWE mark.
I'm a realist, not a mark of anything.
So wait, so if you're not a mark, Drew's not a mark, what are you going to call me? Am I a mark? I'm the one who's buying this dumb shit.
Well, I mean, Mac is 1 hour away from Mark, so.
You mean like just take the curve off and then you'll have
No, Mac, what you are, you are Miz's number one fan. That's what you are. Listen, and there's nobody in line behind you.
You know what? That's okay, because pretty soon there will be. I'm like pretty the guy.
He's about to retire.
I'm the guy who's like patiently waiting outside of GameStop for a Google Stadia, knowing, even though I'm there 6 hours before launch, other people are going to be like just coming and just wishing they had the number one spot.
No, they won't. All 6 of those Google Stadias will be there for you to take home with you.
In fact, they'll give you all 6.
They'll call me at 12 o'clock is the release time. They'll call me at like 10 o'clock. Hey, bro, listen, there's no demand for this. Just come get it.
In fact, we mailed it to your house already.
In fact, we're closing up, so we'll just leave it outside for you.
We got to get these things out the store.
We're trying to get the hell out of here, man. Late night. Just come pick it up. Yeah. Damn. R.I.P. I wanted to talk real quick about a spot that I saw from, speaking of the Royal Rumble, last year's Rumble, where John Huber actually saved Mustafa Ali from getting his neck broken. So Mustafa Ali was in a ring fighting against, oh God, I forgot who it was. Against John Huber. And someone came out, forgot who they were, but they came out, and Braun Strowman, idiot ass, did not know his spot. So it was Andrade who noticed, bro, you missed your spot. You need to get to your shit. So he was supposed to be kicking and eliminating Huber and Mustafa Ali. So when Braun didn't get the spot right, he ended up getting there late. So he kicks John Huber, who was suplexing Mustafa Ali, who had to leave Mustafa suspended in the air and then knock him out the ring with a suplex. Strowman kicks Brody or Luke, and he was so late that when he suplexed Mustafa Ali, he could have got his neck broke. You can go on YouTube and watch this. I watched it earlier. And by the grace of God and the strength that John Huber had in his upper body, he was able to lift Mustafa Ali and keep him upright so he didn't break his neck. That was huge. And that just goes to show what type of person he was. He wasn't a dangerous person in the ring. He wasn't somebody who was sloppy. He made other stupid idiots like Braun look good in the ring. So that was just what I wanted to share.
Another thing that I forgot from Dynamite is Eric Rowan showed up during the Dark Order versus Inner Circle match to make a save. So I'm not sure if that's going to be a one-time appearance for Eric Rowan, who Chris Jericho made sure to keep on calling Eric Rowan, and even name-dropped the Bludgeon Brothers because he was on commentary. But yeah, he had made an appearance as well.
Wow.
Shout out to JR for trying to dig himself out of the Hall of Fame, by the way. He was the one correcting Chris Jericho every time he called him Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan's here. I believe you mean Eric Redbeard is here.
He called him Eric Redbeard.
Yeah, I guess that's his new name.
Oh my God. That's a terrible name.
I mean, it's a little on the head.
If this means anything or not, but I thought you couldn't say the other what their names were in the other company or even tweet it.
Yeah, that's why he kept on being like, "Hey, I believe you mean Eric Redbeard."
But I was seeing tweets where they were, people from both companies were kind of just, retweeting or saying that, his name, whether it was Luke Harper or whether it was.
I think for something like that, though, I mean, if you're going to be a company that's going to sue over that, I think
I agree that it should be okay, but I just thought that somebody would be funny about that kind of thing. But it would just seem like they were just all right. They just let it ride for, WWE by myself.
I think that would just be a shitty look if you're going to be funny about it. That would just be a bad look.
Well, some people can be that way,
No, I know that they can be, but I think that probably common sense prevailed.
Oh, once in a lifetime, I got it.
Yeah, if any night that Vince is gonna allow some shit like this to happen, this is probably gonna be it. Is that it for AEW, Drew?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let me before we get to SmackDown, let's talk about my current living situation. Swerve, you've been to all my apartments. Drew, I think you may have. No, you haven't been to my first one. First apartment was near the downtown area of where I live, heavy populated. There's parts of that time I didn't have a car. There's parts of that time I did have a car. Probably the apartment was shit, by the way, it's your first apartment, but it sucked. You would say so, Swerve? I'll give you clearance to say so.
Oh yeah, I mean, it got the job done, but yeah, wasn't great.
Kitchen was probably small as a pocket square, but yeah, it stunk. So I moved. Then I moved again, and got married, and now I'm into another apartment temporarily. And the place I'm at now, this is the worst apartment I've ever had. in my entire life. Um, the neighbors are idiots. They fight with each other. They're loud, obnoxious. The son, who I don't know how scientifically this is possible, but according to my ears, it feels like this motherfucker is bouncing a bowling ball every day. There is no law and order downstairs when he does this shit. I feel like they encourage him to do it so we can get annoyed. Um, they're loud, they're messy, they fight each other, literally, verbally, physically. Um, they're lawless. They have no care about anybody because they don't even care about themselves.
Is it safe to say that at some point it gets so annoying? And forgive me, I'm about to have my no chillest moment ever on this podcast. But is it safe to say that sometimes you're just sitting there going, I kind of hope the dad comes home drunk one day and just fucking ends it for everyone in that apartment.
So there was one point in time where I won't say any names or genders, but person A would fight person B, person C, person D. And then person B, C, and D would kick out person A. And then me and the wife go, one day person A is going to come back with their gun and they're going to come and shoot all y'all motherfuckers up because that's how bad it is down there. So, yes, I've had those thoughts and I've actually voiced those opinions because that shit down there is remarkable. I have videos just
You
in
just hope
case.
they don't do a ceiling pop shot as a warning.
That
You're just playing fucking 2K and all of a sudden your fucking floor blows out.
that and hopefully they stay away from my vehicle and my wife's vehicle because again these people have no care whatsoever. And also I have videos recorded just in case I need to go to Judge Mathis or Judge Maybelline and defend myself on Fox WUTV. So I
See, what you're saying is crazy to me because there are times that we've done this podcast at your old apartment and world star fucking hip hop thug fights would be happening outside live. We actually paused not pause podcast. We've watched during the podcast this shit unfold.
oh no, this is worse than that. This is like
Who you
when
fucking? Who you fucking?
I forgot
this
about
Drew the aftermath of these fights. I'm just gonna rewind you back to 1995, where Jenny Jones will have the drill sergeant come to her show and talk to these people.
Ah!
That's what I feel like needs to happen here. It's that bad. I don't give a fuck about my mom. I run the shit at the house. I do what I want. I'm grown. I'm 14. Yeah, I fuck boys. So what? Shit like that.
Oh my
And it's
god.
terrible. It's awful. So they've been calm recently. But as of, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, we've got some new idiots across the street. And they tried to reserve, because it's a one way, on street parking at one parking spot because it's convenient. And here we go.
Wait, it's happening now? What you about to explain?
Oh no, but there's a lot of mess out here.
Oh.
I really hate the street. I I really hate the street. So she tried to reserve a parking spot for somebody close to her house. Mind you, this is on public grounds. You don't own the street. And she got into a fight or an argument with my wife because my wife, who was parked where she wanted the open spot to be at, my wife said, I'm not moving. She can go park somewhere else. And they have just been rude and loud, and it's disgusting. And I really hate the street. I'll end up in jail because I'm going to kill somebody.
I can pretty much echo everything you're saying, except there's no kid above me. This is a grown woman.
I don't know what the hell's going on right now, but this is terrible. There's probably, right now outside, there's probably like 12 people just standing outside across the street.
Mm-hmm.
This is bad.
Yeah. Gotta make
Oh,
that
I
move.
did want to give an update from last week. So last week, I came at a certain um, member of the No Pyro family quite harshly over a certain PlayStation 5.
Drew, let me pause this for a second. I don't know what the hell is happening right now, but there's a van and a gurney out here right now.
Yo, tell me it's the
I
corner.
swear to God.
Tell me it's the fucking corner. Tell me Dad came home and just did a fucking clean sweep. Tell me he played the no Russian fucking level of Call of Duty downstairs.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
Daddy's home and he's coming for that ass.
Oh my God.
Yo.
This is crazy. There was like a Honda Odyssey just pulled up, and a gurney came out the back. What the hell? Oh my
Did
goodness.
you hear any noises prior to this?
No.
That sound unordinary?
I don't even know how to spell gurney. I'm trying to inform my wife here. Oh, here we go.
Just do text to speech. Let them figure it out.
I'm gonna be at a podcast. Hey, look. Say that. No, yeah, this is crazy. So yeah, I think someone may have. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. All right, Drew. I'm sorry. There's a No Pyro member that you
Yeah,
talked
so
about.
I jumped down this member's throat pause about getting a PlayStation 5, stating that I had first learned about this PlayStation 5 on the podcast. So turns out he did text me Christmas morning, but I do not have crotch goblins. So Christmas morning for me starts around 1:00 in the afternoon. That being said, I did not see his text. So after he listened to the podcast, he's like, I did tell you. I sent you a picture of it. He even sent me a picture of the text message of him sending the picture. So I'm like, my bad. I'm sorry. However, I do stand by the sentiment that if I hear this motherfucker saying that he's broke again, I will ask how his PlayStation 5 is. Because somewhere you found $500.
So
and it wasn't from the stimmy.
So I normally don't do this, but there was a conversation between me and this said member. So I'm going to date you back to the initial picture and the following text. This is starting December 25th of 2020. So I get the picture, and he says, "You are not alone no more, my friend." I said, "Let's go," with like 5 O's. So he says, "Merry Christmas." I said, "Same to you." December 29th, I definitely sent Drew a text on Xmas. His phone gets like half of my text messages. So I laugh. He sends me a record of the text. I thought he was just responding, LOL. So I said, laughing my ass off. He was pretty pissed because he hit me up. I can tell he was listening to the pod as soon as he texted me. So I'm glad that you guys made amends because he was real hot about that.
Well, yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. It's like my first text to him was "Merry Christmas." I think that he assumed me going, "Oh, Merry Christmas! You got a PlayStation." My text was literally me rolling out of bed, just saying "Merry Christmas" to everyone on my phone. I didn't see his text. Once again, don't have crotch goblins. My day started at 1 p.m. Okay.
Wait a minute, Drew. Drew, are you the group text guy?
Oh no! I individually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh
what is?
no, I don't. I have one group text and I'm in it right now. That's the podcast. Uh, yeah, I don't fucking because here's the thing. I roam all through the house. So that also on top of it is I don't get multimedia texts at my house because of the fact that I'm roaming all the time. So unless it's coming in as a normal text, the Wi-Fi will pick it up. If it's a multimedia text like a picture, I'm not going to get it until I leave the house. So by the time that would have even came through, it would have just been completely overlooked.
I'm confused by that. Why are you not getting multimedia text on Wi-Fi?
Boost.
Oh.
Isn't it ironic they call it Boost Mobile, but it really needs a boost?
Yeah, I mean that would be funny if you weren't the one who fucking encouraged me to get Boost Mobile.
Who the hell did that?
You. You when we were together. Oh, I know. Oh, Cricket's treating you bad? I know a guy at Boost. He'll hook you up. That shit's all unlimited. It's great service.
I remember now.
Then like Captain Safe Service.
I remember. Drew, this was like 5 years ago, bro.
Wow.
What do you want me to do? You want me to tell you to come to Verizon or
Oh, I'm not following you anymore.
Well, I mean, do you know how much a Verizon bill costs? I'm pretty sure you're not going to. I mean, I have T-Mobile and Sprint, so
No, I know how much a Verizon bill costs. I used to have Verizon. That shit is fucking ridiculous. How much is the bill gonna be? Well, I could tell you how much our coverage is, but how much the bill's gonna be? Well, that's a little bit different because we have these hidden fees and charges, which total about $150 on its own.
They're not that bad as long as you pay off your phone.
Hold on. Hey, Swerve, that sound familiar, bro?
The best part is when I quit.
I'm familiar, bro.
Oh man.
So I had a contract with them. When I ended my contract with them, and I was like, telling them, yeah, I don't want to re-up the contract. The sales guy's like, oh, you should have told us you have a problem with the hidden charge and fees. We could take care of that. And I'm like, by what? Not fucking me? Like, how about just not fucking giving me all these hidden charges and fees and just charging me the normal amount? Well, yeah, we could have definitely helped you out with that. What? Like, so I got to ask you not to rate me? Like, is that what we're doing now?
That's usually how it goes.
So, ladies, that's the key. You just got to ask them not to rape you.
You got hit with
Otherwise,
that.
he doesn't know.
Well, you got hit with that Richard Roundtree, bro. That's
Hit
Sam
with the right bone.
You got hit with that shaft, man.
Shaft. So yes, on the podcast, I do want to say, Uwap, I am sorry for blowing you up your shit.
Hold on, Drew.
However,
hold on. Did that motherfucker formally request an on-air apology?
Oh no. He did not request that. This is me just clearing the air. He didn't request anything. I'm clearing the air. That way, this is a much more
smooth podcast. You doing this out of the kindness of your black heart?
What?
You doing this out of the kindness of your black heart?
I am doing this out of the kindness of my cold, dead, non-beating heart.
Oh my God. No Chill, a.k.a. No Cell Drew, is on here giving us emotions. All right.
I know, right? I'm selling for once. I'm like Hulk Hogan when we lost to the Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, I'll put my shoulders down for 3 seconds, but no more. However, I do stand by the edict that if I hear this motherfucker saying, "Man, I'm broke. I fucking can't." Motherfucker, you found $500. So, I mean, there's that.
All right, so we have an update, I think. Well, no, we don't. I'm just trying to see what's going on over there. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Um, so we got SmackDown to get into. We can chime about that.
Do we really?
I didn't watch. It was a New Year's edition, and I don't know, was it tape recorded or was it live? I don't know.
Oh, I have no idea.
Let's just break down the show. So it opened up. So the WWE paid tribute to John Huber with a graphic, and that was it. So people were pissed.
But only because they saw what they did on AEW. I mean, WWE's giving graphics to everybody. So I mean, I don't know why people thought it was going to be different.
Well, yeah, true, just true. But damn, I mean,
It's not a who can more and who better. I mean, come on. That's what they always done. Even if what it was Mean Gene, I think he probably got like sometimes you get a video, but at the most part you're not gonna get a whole show. Like you knew that wasn't gonna happen.
yeah, true. Mm, yeah, that's crazy. Um, Kevin Owens against Roman Reigns was the opening match, I believe, where it was a cage match. It was a rematch of last week. Um, Roman ended up winning the match against Kevin Owens. Next up, oh no, excuse me, it was Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso. Excuse me. Um, I don't know if they're gonna have this be the match at Rumble for the belt for a SmackDown Championship, where it's Reigns against Owens. But if it was just for fluidity on card's sake, I'll take it because the match they put on at TLC was pretty good.
But do you want to
Well,
see it again though?
I don't think that we get this match because I think that they kind of like wrote Owens off in this episode with an on-air injury.
oh, okay, I was wrong. I wonder how long this is gonna last though. Um. Anyway, Big E defeated King Corbin via DQ. There was interference from Sami Zayn, so it sounds like we're getting Zayn and Big E again. I don't know if this is going to be a singles match because they traditionally in the Royal Rumble they don't do undercard belts for matches that get defended at the pay per view. So this may be a Royal Rumble storyline that they'll incorporate into that match. You guys feel like they should just move off of Big E and Sammy, or are you happy with another round of this?
Since they're slow burning Big E, you could give Sammy a pay per view uh, loss and then move on.
So the pay per view after Rumble, and then end it.
No, well, I mean, I'm talking about Rumble. Give him his pay per
Oh,
view loss and then move on because they already fought where you won the belt. So give him the rematch and then you can move on.
gotcha. So I asked a question last week about the importance of Big E and his growth in his company as a singles competitor. Now, biggest show of the year is coming up in a couple months in April, WrestleMania. How do you think the WWE will make Big E feel relevant on the card, or do you think they'll do it at all?
He is on SmackDown, right?
Yes, because we already said you can't put him in a six-pack challenge.
Well, Yeah, you just have to give them quality matches up until about maybe SummerSlam. Give him a big, like his big matches don't need to be like title universal title contention matches where he gets very close and loses. They could be other fillers in there. Um, I don't know how many WWE does have a lot of people that they can call to kind of do matches to put people over. As you see, they only got like two guys they can rely on these days, and one of them's here. But um, you could just I don't know. I mean, there's people on the roster that he can have good one-on-one matches with that he hasn't necessarily clashed within that setting. So yeah, I think the only thing that's going to make or break him is the storyline itself. I think everything else is kind of there for the taking. If the storyline sucks and no one cares, then this won't go and this won't work out at all. Whether he has the belt or not, because he could bring legitimacy to the what's he got, the Intercontinental Championship. He could
Right.
bring legitimacy to it now. I mean, I think they're trying to work on that. Um, so
So okay, so who does he wrestle? Who's the B spot if you're gonna make this legitimate?
well, it's difficult for me to say who is on SmackDown right now. I think we have to take Daniel Bryan out of the picture just because I think of what his other plans might be. So you got to take him out of the picture for right now. But he would have been a good person to have in there. I don't know what other heels you have that are worth it on the SmackDown show alone. It's just I don't know. That's because everybody I'm thinking about right now, I think they're all on Raw. Like the names that's coming to my head, I think
Yeah.
they're all, I think they're all on Raw. So it's kind of difficult for me to.
Well,
Um,
you um
can't really fight Jay Uso because that would lead to getting in Roman's business. So you kind of have to leave him out of it or find a way to get him away from him.
well you've got Otis, you've got Cesaro, Nakamura.
Well, so
Um,
you said so. Your question I thought was around like I guess wins that's going to kind of elevate him,
so none of
and
those guys are gonna do that.
not right now. Not right now.
Gotcha. Um, yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Even Sheamus could elevate, but he's not on the show.
Right. And they're not gonna do any roster shuffling before Mania. Um, because you're kind of hoping that Big E does get some kind of launch pad of relevance and having him. I don't know if he's at the stage, Drew. I don't know how you feel about this. Him being somebody who calls matches, where he could make a Shinsuke Nakamura, a Cesaro, who's a like 10-year veteran, look really good and bring some legitimacy to the belt.
I mean, the problem is they're the tag team champions right now, correct?
Who?
Nakamura and Cesaro, or who are the tag champs right now
Oh, I don't
on
know.
that show?
Maybe I don't even know.
Well, that right there goes to show that
Nope.
there's no legitimacy to those belts.
Is it Street Profits?
Maybe, but it just goes to show if you're in a tag team in the WWE, you're going nowhere unless you're the New Day, and even now without Big E, I mean, you pretty much got a New Day. That's what you got. You don't got the guy doing the intro, with that booming voice. He's not a New Day anymore. You just got the two guys. One of them who is a world champion who had a, let's face it, somewhat less than stellar run that was ended in a squash match, and another who is never had a great singles run.
I will say this: there is a difference with New Day minus Big E.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
difference.
it is a trio. New Day
I
is a
watched,
trio.
I watched Raw last night, and it doesn't feel right.
It feels like it definitely feels like the best way to put it is maybe if you had like new Razor and new Diesel, it's like yeah, that's them, but that's not them. Like I came to see Scott Hall, not Rick fucking Bogner.
Yo, what has he done to you, man?
Yo, as he's talking, he's like, "I'm gonna work this motherfucker's name into this bit." Wow.
I haven't talked about Rick Bogner in quite a while, and that makes me pretty normal.
You be ashamed of yourself, man.
Well, I wasn't New Razor.
Well, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, they got someone to receive to make Big E feel relevant. Moving on, Big E and Apollo Crews, because singles matches end off as tag matches, defeated Sami Zayn and King Corbin. So I don't know if King Corbin is that guy.
I thought about his name, but I didn't say it because again, we're talking about Elevate, so I left him out.
Okay. Riot Squad defeated Tamina and Natty via pinfall. Moving on, Carmella, is Carmella a heel now? Because
her and Bailey, she came back for that belt.
Okay, so she is okay. So her and Bailey defeated Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. And Carmella hit Banks with a face buster. And Banks had locked Carmella in the bank statement, but Reginald interfered to pull Carmella from the ring, then created a distraction that allowed Carmella to take out Banks. So, with that being said, are we talking Carmella versus Sasha for the belt?
Yes. And this is why they need more women, because if whoever loses to the champion, if they're going to get another match, even if they're losing, they need someone else to win against so that they can, preserve their matches. And they don't have anybody. They don't have enough people. So they always have this problem where you're just going to be in a losing feud and I'm going to keep getting title shots, even if you didn't earn them. It was the same thing with Zelina Vega and Asuka. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. I do feel like you need more women. But then you don't have a lot of time in your shows. And you don't want to segregate men and women on shows because you don't want to have like two men storylines going on and two women storylines going on that are getting more time, and then that means less superstars are actually on the show. So I don't know how to do that.
They need to do at least what Drew did every week, except for this week, seemingly, and take them to Denny's.
Yeah.
Oh no, Drew's still at Denny's. It's just he's washing dishes now.
No, you didn't take us this week, Drew.
Oh, I didn't talk about McIntyre.
Oh boy. Come on.
Now we'll get there. We'll get there,
That's
buddy.
a low blow. That's a low blow. So moving on. Sonya Deville.
Zaddy.
Where we say they need more women. Well, guess what? You got more women. She is Um, now how she got out was she lost a loser leaves WWE match at SummerSlam against the Fine, and I mean Fine, the woman that Otis was after. Um, I'm trying
So
to.
I can't remember her name, huh?
I know, dog. What is her name, bruh?
Mandy Rose.
Mandy
Andy
Rose.
Rose. I get to see her tan body and blonde hair. That's all I can see. Mandy Rose. So she lost against Mandy, and she was like, "All right, you out." But now she's back. She's looking like somebody. Now I know what this is. I know what they're doing, but I'm not gonna buy it. But she's looking like a formidable contender in the women's championship picture. Now we all know she's just here for Royal Rub, but let her brother dream. Do you think she's here for more than that? Because I don't.
No, not at all.
Here for more than what? I missed the last part.
Is she here for more than just some Rumble Rub?
Well, I think she's here long back to be back long term. If you mean that she's going to have a meaningful storyline, the answer is no. Because there's only room for one. Kind of like how the rap game picks two female artists and everybody else has to wait. WWE does the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, she'll probably be one of the final 6 or final 8 in a Rumble. Now, what I wish would happen in the WWE is when you have, I think they do it for like one superstar, but they should have it for more than one. But when you have a really good Royal Rumble, that the wrestler who maybe didn't win it but finished, I don't know, top 4, top 6, should get some real rub, some real attention. They don't do that. Maybe this can blossom something for her in the singles competition, but I just that's gonna happen. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Moving on, Dale Bryan in the main event, or excuse me, no, Street Profits. They hosted a New Year's Day
Street
smoke.
party. I see what you did.
Private profits.
My bad.
Watch
Uh,
profits.
they hosted a New Year's Day smoke tacular. Um, whatever the hell that means. It was predictions mocking people like Sami Zayn, Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler. Well, Ziggler and Roode, they ran in and attacked SmackDown Tag Team Champions, including brutally attacking the leg of Montez Ford with a chair. I am not going to lie when I say this to y'all. I thought Dolph Ziggler hadn't stepped foot in the wrestling ring for quite some time. I did not know he was on SmackDown. I just thought he faded into oblivion. I thought he was telling jokes in Santa Monica. I did not know he was still wrestling. I kid you not. Is that bad for me to
No,
get
it's not.
upset?
'Cause I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I feel like shit when I feel like I should know that because it's Dolph Ziggler against somebody who you said was better than Miz. So I would know if he was in some type of, important spot maybe on a show, but he's not. And I
Speaking
thought
of
he just
people,
faded away.
speaking of people that I may have forgotten about, is the Mysterio family still a thing? Haven't heard Aaliyah's name in a while, and Buddy Murphy. So is that completely gone, or
I mean, you'll find out next week on Batman. I haven't heard the name either. And here I go thinking that Buddy Murphy was going to be somebody who was getting the push. And boy, was I wrong.
Pushed right out the door.
That's a fact. Right out the door. Right out the goddamn door. So yeah, I have no particular interest in whatever Dolph Ziggler is doing. I think you guys know that. I especially have no interest for what the Street Profits are doing. I just don't. I don't buy the shtick. They're garbage. I don't care.
You don't like the Plastic Cup Boys?
Absolutely not. Garbage. I'd rather watch Chuck and Billy in a match.
I looked at what was it? I want to say Backlash 2002, and I think it was a Chuck and Billy match on there. I heard that theme song. That joke is crazy.
Yeah, I really watch Billy Gunn do his pat in your eye rake. And then watch that garbage. Anyways.
By the way, did you know that Rico is a police officer in Nevada?
Wow, did not know that.
Can you imagine? Out with the boys, get a little drunk, get a little rowdy, get pulled over, and motherfucking Rico shows up to your fucking car door.
With the
license registration, please. Like, I'm sorry. What's that?
Does he still have the sideburns? That's what I want to know.
Oh, probably. But I mean, I'm ending up in the fucking news because I'm gonna be laughing my ass off that entire fucking stop, and I'm probably gonna get arrested. I'm gonna be like, is this motherfucking Rico? Is this thing having makeup? Like, are you fucking with me right now? Like, I'm gonna laugh my ass off that entire traffic stop.
I agree.
And I mean, what's intimidating about him? Fucking Charlie Haas could beat him.
Yeah, I saw Charlie Haas recently. He looks terrible.
Yeah, he looks like ass.
He looks.
Yeah, he looks like he did meth a lot. Prayers for Charlie Haas. I guess he did state that he is divorced from Miss Jackie now. He does not look nearly as good as Shelton Benjamin looks. Nor does he look like he's making a comeback anytime soon.
Are you talking about that tough enough person, Jackie?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, she was taller than him.
I mean, there was a lot of people taller than him. He was like, what, like 5'6"? But I do remember he was in like pretty good shape, and now he just looks like ass.
He was once a part of the world's greatest tag team.
Now he's one of the world's greatest copper wire thieves.
Wow. All right. And then lastly, we got the main event. Dale Bryan and Otis Cesaro and Shinsuke.
That was glossed over. Holy fuck.
Speaking of Charlie Haas, Chad Gable was mentioned in this because he was training for the Royal Rumble earlier in the night.
The fuck does that have to do with fucking Charlie Haas?
Because Chad Gable, you want to talk about Razor and fake lookalikes. Chad Gable is the epitome of Charlie Haas. Because it was Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Right or wrong, Drew?
Yeah, you're right.
Any thoughts on SmackDown?
Yeah. I mean, It was an okay show, but it's not what we came here to talk about.
No, not at all. Nothing legendary happened on that show. But let's go ahead and get to some dessert.
Sipping on that dessert.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Okay, so starting
Which
off
one?
dirt.
Say
What's
something.
that?
Every time I hear that on a record, I think about the podcast. Sorry if you could appreciate that.
Which one?
Every time I hear "damn son,"
Oh.
I don't think about rap anymore. Think about us. Go ahead, Drew.
So you might remember when AEW first started, WWE was offering huge amounts of contracts to people, just like throwing money out. It appears those days are done. And that was made quite relevant to Matt Riddle, who recently re-signed with the company, but almost did not. He had actually turned down the first two offers the company received because they were so low. Apparently, they are now lowballing talent. Due to COVID, they believe that they now have more leverage because of the fact that most independent promotions are shut down, that talent will feel more inclined to take a lower deal for a couple of years instead of trying to bet on themselves since there's less places to work now. Matt Riddle has recently just re-signed a 3-year deal for $1.2 million combined. So that's about 300. That's about 400,000 a year that he'll be making. Which, yeah, that's not terrible, especially for his position on the company. But considering they were offering Rhino close to $1 million a year to sit at home, it kind of sucks. The next thing that we have is former IWGP heavyweight champion Kazuchika Okada has interest in putting together a supercard of sorts in wrestling. It would be a one-time show. That would be the most ambitious supercard in some time. He's looking to put together a supercard with talent from New Japan Pro Wrestling, NWA, Ring of Honor, All Japan, AEW, and WWE. So it's going to be interesting if he can actually put that together. It's looking like he's going to try to aim after this whole epidemic is over, depending if it ever ends. The soap opera that has been Marty Scurll's time in Ring of Honor is finally over. Marty Scurll, who in January of 2020 re-signed with the company to become their top booker and was their top star, got caught up in the wrestling's version of Me Too, which was the speaking out trend, where a girl said that he had sex with her at the age of 16. Although in England that is legal, she did say that she was drunk at the time and that she was his student in his wrestling school and felt that he had taken advantage of her. Marty did not deny the allegations, but stated that it was fully consensual. Regardless, it has pretty much derailed his wrestling career. He was under contract with Ring of Honor, but on hiatus until they have finally released him. So it will be interesting if another company decides to take a chance on him. But for right now, he is pretty much untouchable in the wrestling business as far as nobody wants. Is it?
No, I'm just rapping.
Ric Flair had a moment on Raw where it seemed that he had pulled a heel turn on his daughter and had tripped her. It appears that this was a botch, and he confirmed it, stating, "Yeah, I fucked up. My bad. Didn't mean to do that. Definitely meant to help out my daughter, but it's been a while." So those of you watching wrestling on Monday Night Raw going, "What the fuck is this guy doing? Like, is he flip-flopping again?" Nope. He just does not have good timing.
He was blinded by Lacey Evans' buns, huh?
Yeah. Those those cakes. Those cakes definitely blinded them. One wrestling legend that was scheduled for Monday Night Raw, but was not there, was Carlito.
I was going to ask about that. Let's talk about it.
Carlito, who was previously announced on many wrestling sites, was notably absent. Carlito commented on the subject, going, "Yeah, I wasn't booked. They never booked me. They reached out.
One legend I wanted to see, man.
Yeah, they reached out. It seemed like both parties were interested. He just was never booked for the show."
They was like, "We got Fox. We don't need you."
What's that?
They was like, "We got the Fox now. We don't need you."
Yeah, we got the big guns. We got one half of Funkadactyl Cameron's favorite match of all time, so we're good. Lastly, if we're talking about Starfuckers and Fame Chasers, we have to talk about Disco fucking Inferno.
Oh my God, he's in the news?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. So Disco Inferno has a podcast with Conan. And on it, they discussed a dirt sheet writer named Bruce Mitchell, who was recently fired from his post for reporting that Brody Lee had died of COVID. And they brought up the fact of, well, what did he die of? And they said it was a non-COVID related lung issue. Well, what was it? They didn't say. They just said it was a lung issue. And these two went into a Fox News, deep web, tinfoil rant about how the Huber family and AEW are covering up the fact that Brody Lee definitely died of COVID, and that they're covering it up to protect the company, and that the Huber family is playing along. And they went into this for about an hour and a half, where they demanded a death record to be released, a cause of death to be released. They demanded that the public should be able to know. This led several wrestlers to publicly flat out say, listen, it is none of your fucking business how he died, okay? That's what the family says. That's what happened. It's not in your fucking business how he died. You know, we are taking care of things on our end. He didn't die of COVID. If he did, we would definitely stated that one of our wrestlers had COVID. But it's not Disco Inferno's business to know how a wrestler passed away. What are your thoughts on, first off, the fact that Disco Inferno is not working at a Kinko's right now, but is in fact having his own podcast? And secondly, what are your thoughts on their discussion on this? Do you think that do you agree with them, or do you think that they are just trying to get their name in the paper?
Did they get rejected by AEW?
They were never offered. Yeah, they were never offered anything in AEW. I mean, Conan, they work with Conan every so often to bring in like Mexican talent or something, but yeah, they're not working with Disco Inferno. Nobody is.
I mean, they're just two people with two thoughts at the end of the day. I mean, anybody could have said that, but
You know, like, you're somebody who did have a little taste of fame, and then all of a sudden it goes away. And now that fame has basically become your shadow. You're trying to chase it. Well, you grab at any straws or any opportunity to try to get fame back. And the 15 seconds they knew they would get by coming on their podcast and bloviating for 90 minutes, well, they got just that. Although it's not the good fame. They just wanted any fame. And sometimes people are going to be assholes and idiots. bring in Disco Inferno.
One of Disco Inferno's direct quotes from this podcast was, what Mitchell was saying was not unreasonable. They aren't being fully transparent, because we don't know what the cause of death is yet. It's very weird that a guy had the typical symptoms from what you see in COVID, and it's like, okay, it's not that, but we don't know what it is. And my general curiosity is going to press until we find out what exactly happened. Apparently, they don't know what it was. That's the main reason why cause of death has not been released, because Brody Lee's wife had even stated she wished that at some point a test would come back positive so that they would at least know what they were looking at. But they had no fucking clue what he was ill from.
Mm. Well, hey, Disco Inferno, you sure created a fire with this shit.
Yeah. That's all I had for dirt. What's that?
I had a small piece of dirt. There was somebody who recently purchased Ohio Valley Wrestling. Did you see that?
Last I saw, Al Snow owned it.
No, it just got bought out like today. Let me see who. I want to say the guy's name was like Matt something. Let me just. OVW. Matt Jones, along with Craig Greenberg, they purchased OVW.
Who the hell are these guys? Why are they important?
So Al Snow is going to continue to run the day-by-day operations. But yeah, I guess Matt Jones is the founder of Kentucky Sports Radio. And Jones is a New York Times best-selling author. It used to be on ESPN.
Yeah.
I don't
strange.
know.
Well, good for them that, they're buying. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of like buying a used car lot that just got, all the cars repossessed. Like, maybe that would have been something if you still had a working relationship with somebody, but you don't. You're an independent company.
What this news does.
I mean, this is probably the worst time to buy a fucking wrestling promotion. You can't run shows.
Tell that to bookers to get a reality of wrestling.
Like, I can understand if you could run shows, or you had like a network that you could, hey, we're just gonna run shows on a TV channel. You're an independent wrestling promotion. You rely on the live crowd. You live in a state that is not allowing live crowds. Why would you buy it? Al Snow must have sucked some real dick to get them to buy that fucking company from him.
Well, he did. I mean,
what does everybody want?
I don't know if he sold it to them or what. I didn't know he owned it.
Yeah, he owned it.
Huh? I didn't know if that meant anything. As far as Jim Cornette getting his pecker a little hard. Maybe he thought he'd be finding himself back in the wrestling world, at least in a bigger and more known company. Maybe not.
Well, they used to be developmental for WWE. They hung their hat on the fact that they would develop people like Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, people like that. The problem is they don't develop talent for WWE anymore. So therefore, they're not getting their talent from WWE. That was the big thing is, yeah, they're developmental for WWE, which means WWE was supplying grade A talent to them to develop. And then every so often they would send down a few of their stars to help work with that talent to sell tickets. Problem is, without WWE, you're just bringing in just local hoo-has and just like, weekend fucking warriors who are plumbers by trade who really just, I just want to, work on the weekends. You don't have good talent. So it's not like you're developing anybody. I can't think of anybody who's come out of OVW that's meant anything in the last 15 fucking years. It is a ghost town.
Well, maybe these guys are passionate about wrestling, and maybe this purchase means they can bring it back to some prominence. I don't know.
Good luck.
Have class.
Unless you got some real good money coming in, that's gonna run your ass broke.
Well, time shall tell.
I'm looking at their fucking posters, like for their shows, and like, goddamn, I don't fucking see anyone like even recognizable. And the crazy thing is, like, okay, so I stand fucking corrected. They are running live shows. Wow. So Saturday, January 9th, they're running a show. It looks like they're running a show where you buy pods. So you could buy ramp side seating, which is 5 seats for $55. You could buy a 5-person pod for $45, a 4-person pod for $40, 3-person pod for $30, or a 2-person pod for $20. That actually doesn't sound terrible. But at the same time, like, I'm looking at their roster to see if they have like maybe if they have like somebody who, let's say, used to be in WWE or something. Somebody actually brings some attention to this company. But holy fuck, they don't have anyone.
Well, maybe they can get somebody,
I'm sorry, I would not pay $55 to see Cash Flow with the $sign taking on dimes.
Hey, somebody will, man.
Damone Salavino sounds like a kid I went to high school with. Big Zoe. Oh, tell me that's who I think it is. Nope, I thought that was Enzo. It's not.
Why don't they get somebody like Cass?
What?
Get Big Cass.
At this point, Big Cass might be fucking too much money.
They can afford it now.
Management. Al Snow, owner. Image coming soon. Great. Dean God. Hill, commissioner. And then you got 2 referees and more coming soon.
Is Mike Chioda over there?
No, Mike Chioda is actually in AEW.
I knew that. I was just talking shit. All right.
They have 4 fucking ringside doctors though. Holy shit.
They take it serious.
That's where their money's going.
Maybe you can have Brock Lesnar do an OVW meet and greet. Hey,
this has to be a money laundering front. It has to be a money laundering front. There's no fucking way that there's money in this fucking company with that fucking roster. And I mean, I'm looking at some of their like YouTube videos, and their production quality is actually not fucking bad. So there's no fucking way that it looks this good without this being like some kind of like money laundering front. Or like, you know, these guys who just bought it are in heroin and they're just like, we gotta fucking put this money somewhere. Let's put it in OVW.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Like I'm sorry, there's just no way that you're wrestling in some fucking warehouse where some mobster just got fucking gunned down 3 hours earlier, and you're gonna tell me you have 4 fucking ringside doctors there. Who's paying those people?
It'll be possible, Drew. You never know, man.
That's my rant. That's thank you for attending my TED Talk today.
Yeah, you're welcome, bro. All right, so Raw. Let's talk about it.
Hey, I want to ask you something.
Go ahead.
Are you a real American?
Oh my God.
Because I am a real American.
You know what I told the young guys in the locker room? They're cold to me. Oh, well, what the fuck you think, Terry?
Yo, did you see Big Swole's response to that?
I did not.
Oh, fuck. I want to pull it up. Let me pull it up because I don't want to fucking butcher it.
Wait, what did she respond to?
So
Hulk Hogan saying that the young talent give him a cold shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Hulk Hogan was on Twitter saying, I don't understand why young talent give me a cold shoulder. It's not like I'm coming. They act like I'm coming in here to take their spot. And Big Swole responded, nah, I don't think that's it, Terry.
Idiot. The motherfucker think because he's cool with Snoop Dogg and, you know, Mr. T and, you know, fucking, I'm trying to think of somebody else who's not relevant. But is come on, not him.
Yo, we were just fucking talking about Tiny Lister.
I know.
Like, not him.
I'm just saying, but not now.
So, here's the thing. Hulk Hogan is acting similar to, do you remember back, I'm going to say it was probably like 13, maybe 15 years ago, when Kobe Bryant put out those commercials like, oh, they hate me because, you know, I have a bunch of championships. They hate me because, you know, I'm you know, this. They hate me because of that. Bro, they hate you because you raped someone. Like, come on.
He did not rape that girl, Drew.
You say so.
Allegedly, man. Don't disrespect the God like that. Allegedly. Just like what I tell people, OJ did not kill those people. According to the state of California.
Okay, well then I guess according to the state of California, Rodney King beat himself up, right?
Oh, come on. There was video. Clearly he did it. Clearly he got it.
Bro! Oh my God! The blood was in his fucking car.
Drew, we're not gonna do that today.
Oh my God!
We're not gonna do that today, Drew. We'll talk offline.
I can't even. I fucking can't even today.
I honestly, I don't think he did do it.
This motherfucker had his wife's blood in his fucking car, wearing a glove that was found in his backyard. And is like, yeah, I don't know what happened to him, but I'm not going to rest until the real killer's caught. Dude was on the golf course the next fucking day.
It looks very sketchy. I don't think he did it, but I think he knows who did it.
This dude is not only sus, I watched him vent. Okay? So yeah, if
He
you play
knows
the
who did it.
game, you
He
understand.
set it up, but he didn't physically do it. I don't think.
Dude, right now I look like the Undertaker. I'm rolling my eyes so fucking hard. So fucking hard. Bro, there's video evidence of this. Yeah, but I mean, there's physical evidence of that. I mean, you can't prove physical evidence. I mean, physical evidence. I mean, it's there, but it's not. It's not.
I hear you, Drewski. I'm just saying, man.
Do you? Because I feel like we're speaking a different language right now.
I'm just giving you the facts like a fax machine, man.
Yeah, well, I guess the number's wrong.
Fact was he didn't get found guilty. Whether or not you believe it, that's another thing. But move on.
So let's. One thing we do know is that Hulk Hogan's getting a cold shoulder, not because he's trying to steal a spot, but because he's a habitual piece of shit.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
Oh, very fair. Even Titus Worldwide, when I forgot when that was, when they were all on the stage, and he's just grimacing and giving this dude the hardest smug look. Titus isn't somebody who's young, who's trying to go over.
I forgot what Facebook page it was, but you know the meme with that petite blonde girl, the porn star, and then there's like the 4 black dudes behind her as she's sitting on a couch. You know that meme?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, somebody posted a picture on Facebook. I forgot which page it was, but they put Hulk Hogan's head on the girl and the Hurt Business on all the black dudes.
Oh my. Yeah. I mean, Hulk Hogan, you know. Here's the thing. I don't really think about him like that anymore. More so, he wasn't even the biggest story on Raw. Which I'm mad that I, watch a company that still keeps employing and giving checks to this fucker. But maybe I should be doing better.
Well, he says that his relationship with Vince is pretty good now. So, well, that tells you all you need to know about Vince.
Why wouldn't it be? Raw opened though, where it was Miz and Morrison in the ring. I don't know if you guys saw this. Miz and Morrison opened up the show. Miz, guess what was in his hand?
Money in the Bank.
Money in the bank. I got money. Word a little scrappy. I got money in the bank. Shout out what you drank. Did we lose Swerve?
Listen, he got money in the bank, and this other stuff's happened later. Maybe that's the get out of jail free card. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. So they start off the night in the ring, and then in comes without Big E, of course, New Day, and the promo's going pretty terrible. And all of a sudden, we get the matchmaker himself. No, not Chuck Woolery. I'm talking about, what up, player? Teddy Long. The former WWE referee came out and said that, I forgot what wrestler name he used. Was it Hulk Hogan?
No,
Hulk Hogan. I heard what you said, player. So here's what I'm going to do. Player, tonight, because of the things you decide to say, you're going one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah, he said The Undertaker. And Adam, what's his face, had to come out and say, no, that's not what we're doing. So I thought that was funny. But then he ended up making a match between New Day and Miz and Morrison. Then I flipped the channel because I was watching something else. So I don't know who won the match.
You flipped the channel. You didn't want to see any more Miz? What's up?
Are we going there with it?
I mean, as Miz, he changed the channel. You tell me.
I don't want to see meaningless Miz. You know what I
So you
mean?
don't want to see Miz then, because
Oh, I
all Miz is meaningless.
I do want to see Miz, but come on now. Let's get real. We know what this is. Means nothing. Um, I believe New Day got the victory.
Yep.
So they ended up winning. What I'm looking at is like totally out of sorts. Um, moving on, I believe the match after that. Please let me know if I'm missing something. It was the Hurt Business. They took on Lucha House Party, and yo, I have to say this. I've been on Twitter, a rabbit hole today, and I didn't think I'd see what I'd see on Twitter. So today, I saw on Kalisto's Twitter a retweet from Sasha Banks, and this retweet was basically saying how fly Kalisto's car was. Kalisto bought a McLaren. Didn't know he had that type of paper where he can, afford to waste it on buying a McLaren. And
Yeah, he
that,
got that contract before they started lowballing everyone.
oh, okay,
He
good.
got that Rhino fuck you money.
Oh, makes sense then. Um, that,
Let's not forget though, before you get past the match, that Melina had a meaningless interaction with them as well.
oh
It
yeah,
was Legends Night. They brought back all the legends. You know, Melina, Alicia Fox,
Tori Wilson.
Tatanka.
Hey, I had a question. What is Tatanka's background? Is that like all right to do in 2021?
I mean, he is one.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Why are you dressed as an Indian? Because I am one.
I
Well,
think
hey,
so.
I mean, what was that guy's? I can't even think of that dude's name. Uh, I can't even think of his name now. Never mind. But when I do, I'll bring it up because they definitely do that.
You talking about Chief? I can't think of his name either.
Wahoo
But
McDaniel.
oh my god, no. Yeah, I forgot what you're talking about. But anyway, Lucha House Party ended up getting the victory over Shelton Benjamin and what's his face? Can't think
Yeah,
of his name.
for some reason, the tag team of the Hurt Business is having meaningless miscommunication spots. Like I don't understand why they're doing that. Like it just doesn't. It's not necessary for them to be the other one trying to one up each other.
Because I saw MVP out there. Cedric Alexander was who I was referring to. He's even saying to them like, "Yo, calm down. What are y'all doing?" He was out there on commentary, and he was just telling them, "Listen, get it together. Be patient. Take it slow." And I'm like you, Swerve. I don't know why they need to get that type of reassurance. They should definitely be better than where they are. Um, moving on after that, we got Dana Brooke, who, oh my goodness, she got a victory. Defeated Shayna.
Wow.
So, what the hell does that mean when Shayna Baszler, of all people, the woman who infamously took out 6 competitors or 5 competitors in the Hell in a Cell match just a year ago, losing to Dana Brooke.
It means 6 more weeks of winter.
Oh my
All the
God.
faces pretty much had to win, except for Orton.
Yeah, so with that, um, I just thought that was very funny. And I just said, well, they don't have any trust in Shayna Baszler now after she lost. So, um,
It wasn't like a definitive loss or anything. She just basically fell on her while she had her in the clutch.
Okay, I didn't see how it ended. My bad. Um, moving on. Let's go to a spot that I know Swervy is definitely not going to appreciate. Um, let's talk about the loss that ensued with Bobby Lashley losing to Matt Riddle after a schoolboy pin.
Yeah, this is another one of those, always distracted, roll him up while he tapped out in the hurt lock, but referee didn't see it.
Um, this is the second pinfall that the Hurt Business took. That was a schoolboy.
Yeah, this is basically all of the heels get cheap losses this week because the faces needed to win. Like, I don't remember the last time Matt Riddle won anything, so he had to win, and so did Dana Brooke. This is the way they did it. Not a big deal.
Okay. I want to talk about before we get to the next match. Because there's a few more matches. Well, no, I'll talk about this and I'll talk about the match that happened after it. So last night, Tori Wilson, we talked about her coming back, and Tori Wilson was there, and she was talking to.
By the way, I just want to say, for 50 years old, Tori Wilson can get it. Okay.
Tori Wilson or Tower Wilson, because she was towering over Nikki Cross.
Well, she had those 8-inch platforms on, bro. But yeah, Drew, I second those sentiments. Yes. Be that as it may, she was out there, and earlier in the night, Humberto can't roll my R's. Carrillo won the 24/7 championship. So don't laugh, man. Come on. So she was directing Humberto to a party that had been happening because it's Legends Night. And there was one person that she mentioned that got Twitter abuzz last night. And yes, Drew, we're talking about the person who wrestles around pets.
Oh, you mean the one who puts Velveeta cheese in a bowl?
No, she does not put Velveeta cheese in a bowl.
That's the only kind of macaroni and cheese you get.
Yeah, if you're living on fucking NORAD and you're working all night, no. Not that type of mac and cheese, bro. We're talking about the mac and cheese that you really got to put some time and effort into. The kind that you make on Sunday afternoons for a family of 8. That kind of mac and cheese. Holiday.
I talk when some kid at a kindergarten throws up and you got to grab a bucket and a mop.
Yes, that is what you need. So, Humberto Carrillo gets guided down this path. It says, Tori Wilson, yeah, go in there. Cardi B is in there.
So wait, you said Humberto? Humberto wasn't there.
Wait, who was that? Was that Angel Garza?
Yeah.
I thought it was Humberto. They both had the same haircut. Anyway, I thought that was Carrillo. So Angel Garza, excuse me, was there. And come on, Swerve, get the laughs out, man.
Go ahead.
All right, man. You done? Apparently not. Anyway, Angel Garza was directed to this party where he was, still carrying the belt on his shoulders, and he was looking for Cardi B. Cardi B, however, was nowhere to be found. Instead, he saw a boogeyman who had a wig on and snakes falling out of his mouth. This prompted Mr. Garza to exit stage left, and in comes R-Truth, who rolled him up for a 1-2-3, and probably for the 57th time claimed his 24/7 championship.
And debuted at 45. He's probably 62 still doing this.
Probably. But you know what? I didn't hate this because for 1 second, the 24/7 belt felt relevant to me.
It did?
Yes. And you know what? Got an idea. I think they should only bring this belt out for these type of shows. Because it shouldn't be getting any credence on a Monday night after Mania, before Rumble, before any pay-per-view. You should only have this belt available during Legends Night, or Tribute for the Troops, or July 4th, or whatever type of holiday show you want to bring up. That's when this belt should be available. And that's it.
So just say that they should only bring the 24/7 belt out for the troops. Hey, thanks for dying for our country. Here's a 24/7 belt.
I mean, that's not the worst.
Fuck off with you.
Are you kidding me? I'm saying par for the course, which I think is bad.
Thanks for your service. Here's 65-year-old R-Truth and the 24/7 title.
They'll go crazy. Listen, you get a staff sergeant involved.
Stir crazy.
Well, listen, you get a staff sergeant involved, and you get them involved in the shenanigans. They'll all go crazy. Easy way to get a pop. That is an easier way to get a pop than even a Mankind theme song.
Crazy like the crowd is roaring crazy, or crazy like what's your major malfunction, maggot crazy?
Oh,
like is he gonna be sitting in the corner just like, I should not have won the 24/7 championship, like cleaning his gun crazily at night, or is it just gonna be like, yeah, it's fun?
I thought you were giving me a Sergeant Slaughter take, because he was there too. Anyway,
by the way, fuck Sergeant Slaughter. Him and Stolen Valor. Fuck him.
Oh boy, I didn't know about that. Okay.
Yeah. So his whole gimmick was, I served in Vietnam. That was his whole fucking gimmick. Comes out, yeah, I never fucking served. I've never even been in the army. This motherfucker got medals for, hey, thank you so much for fighting for our freedom. Oh, of course, yo, I'm Sergeant Slaughter. Motherfucker, Stolen Valor. Never fucking stepped foot in the service.
Wait, when did he admit to this?
Like recently, like in the last couple years.
2021 Jabroni's Awards. We're fast forwarding. Jabroni of the Year. I mean, is there any other candidate? Please.
Oh no, this is a lifetime, Jabroni award here.
This is a special. You have to be a real asshole to get this award. Yeah. Well, you know what? He's the first recipient, and then we're gonna name it after the son of a bitch. The Sergeant Slaughter Award. Oh my goodness, bro, terrible.
How is that your fucking gimmick, by the way? How is your gimmick? I served in an actual fucking war that people died in, and that people are having trauma over. But I did.
Well, he's still calling people maggots because he did it last night, if that helps.
I mean, that's like some dude showing up with numbers right in his arm saying, yeah, I'm a Holocaust survivor. That's my gimmick.
Are
you fucking with me right now?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I apologize for that loud clatter. My cat just decided to dump my food.
Incredible. So Twitter ablaze. Cardi B. Now, Drew sent this to the text group earlier, and Cardi B oh boy, said that, why am I trending on Twitter? What is WWE? What is it? What are they talking about? Why am I trending? And someone said, this is the reason why she's trending, and they tagged her. And she saw the video and said, quote, "What the fuck? This is not how my WWE debut was supposed to be. Vince McMahon, count your fucking days. So she did not like her reference on the show, but I think it's all in good spirit.
It is, because she was actually going back and forth with a few different wrestlers.
She was. And she was talking about her knowledge of the sport and the people that she used to watch growing up.
But did you see her back and forth with Lacey Evans?
I did not.
So this one, she actually deleted, that being Cardi B. So Cardi B commented on her tweet that you just did, saying, careful what you wish for, you nasty. We aren't Nicki Minaj. You'll get sent home with more than a busted eye. And Cardi responded with, a white woman can't put fear on me, sweetie. Got me fucked up. I was showing love to WWE the whole night yesterday. I don't know where the fuck you came from with your unnecessary bullshit. And I think Lacey was like maybe thrown off, like, I'm just in character, bro. Like, she's like, oh, bless your heart, Cardi B. You got it all wrong. I heard debut and was giving you a friendly heads up. But since you want to be a badass, keep me in mind when/if you show up to WWE, I'll kick your ass while listening to your music. That all got deleted by Cardi. I'm assuming that she just saw her say, I'm going to bust you up like Nicki Minaj. And was just like, no.
Not having that. Exactly what happened. And she was like, oh, this isn't wrestling anymore. You really bringing my personal shit in this.
And Cardi and Lacey Evans like, bro, I'm just in character.
Yeah, she didn't appreciate that at all.
Cardi B's the character too, so I didn't see the problem.
Yeah, but she's not on USA, man, because, you know, even though all characters are welcome, she doesn't pop off on Monday nights.
Well, another thing that got people upset was that she immediately went to a white woman's not going to scare me. Of course, people were like, yeah, it's kind of racist.
Well, I mean, what do you expect from Cardi?
I mean, a WAP.
Oh, Drew.
All I'm going to say is if, you hit the Powerball and you get to experience it and it's somewhat dry, I'm suing for false advertising.
I don't know if that'll have any grounds in court. But I commend you for trying. Moving on. AJ Styles defeated Drew's boy, Elias, with a Styles Clash.
Still working with top guys.
Okay.
His man's did a kick that yesterday too.
What's that?
His man's did a kick and everybody was all up in arms about it. He's like, oh, you see how fast he kicked that chair? I mean, that guitar.
Whatchamacallit? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty sweet.
Before that, he spoke, so who knows? Next week, he might, slam someone.
Hey, now, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce defeated the women's tag team champions, Charlotte and Asuka.
Could you believe Charlotte took a pin? I was like, oh my God.
Well, this is, of course, the botch I was talking about where Ric Flair accidentally tripped her.
Yeah. That, and then we got to get to the big stuff. Main event. Drew McIntyre. Well, before that, did we see any other legend come back that we cared about?
Alicia Fox.
Besides Alicia Fox?
Yeah, I saw Alicia Love on Twitter talking about how versatile her moveset was. And then I saw people saying how dirty the WWE was for letting her go. I'm like, she showed up to a house to several shows drunk. What are you expecting to do?
Hey, let me ask you something. Do you know what the Fox says?
No.
Fuck you, Arn Anderson. You can't get me into rehab. I'm going to drink if I want to.
Oh, my God. But you know what? She did look good yesterday. I will say that. She did look good. So shout out to her. Hopefully
Crazy
she's
as a
got
fox.
Say again.
Crazy as a fox.
Well, yeah, she was crazy showing up to Raw like that. All right, main event. Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee, WWE Championship. Okay, so let's give you a little spectrum in my mind. So, not gonna lie, I'm watching the show, watching the match, and all of the legends are at the top of the ring. So, or not the ring, but the I always want to call it a Titantron, but it's not that.
By the way, they lumped Mickey James in with the legend, so I'm assuming she's no longer a full-time wrestler.
So no Royal Rumble for her.
She was looking good too, by the way.
She was.
Yeah, they just had the legends looking like they was in a museum, just sitting there,
Right.
on display. Mark Henry, Randy Orton was going back, clowning all of them. Big Show, Mark Henry, Ric Flair. He was just getting at everybody, just being a thorn in their side the whole night.
So before you even get to the main event, because I saw the promo that Orton cut and I thought it was brilliant. Was there a legend that he like messed up? Because I didn't see anything.
I don't think he physically attacked anybody, but he was just basically threatening them.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well,
Like he brought up Henry's Hall of Pain, and talking about how he punted Big Show and Flair. He basically just bringing up old stuff.
just like all these hoes do. All right. So main event: Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee, Heavyweight Championship. All of the legends of yesteryear were at the top of the stage, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, holy shit. Why, number one, is this match starting so damn early? Number two, we're getting a new champion tonight. Because from my eyes, it looked like he was going to win, and all the legends are going to come and congratulate him, and then that was going to be the crescendo that McIntyre had kind of been given so he can go and fight Roman Reigns. Well, I was wrong. And what was a really good match, 30 minutes long, or maybe about 50, or not 50, maybe about 20, 22 minutes long, McIntyre ended up getting the victory. And I said, okay, well, what's next? So everyone stands up. Everyone's clapping for him, giving him the solid, golf clap. And all of a sudden, probably like 5 seconds later, you hear Goldberg. So Goldberg comes back and is clapping for McIntyre. But he ain't clapping like the other ones were clapping. Grabs the mic and starts talking like the Goldberg that we used to see in Atlanta, Georgia every Monday night. He challenged Drew McIntyre to a championship match at Royal Rumble.
Well, he didn't just challenge him. He, I think, just made up some complete BS.
Oh, okay.
Because he said that Drew doesn't respect all of those legends over there or something like that. I was like, when was Drew talking bad about these guys? Like, I don't remember any of this that he's talking about. He's like, you think that they're all washed up or something like that. He's like, well, I'm here to prove you wrong, basically. And that's when he challenged him. I'm like, this promo sounds like it was meant for Roman, but we're just gonna insert Drew here anyway.
Yeah, no, that does make sense when he said that. I was like, you couldn't think of anything else to say to make this make more sense?
You know who it sounds like it was written for? Or
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
You know what? I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Because it ain't a title match, and that's something that Orton can do.
But I think that they pivoted to kill off the Fiend character. The only way to do that is to get the belt off Orton. At the same time, they still had this script written and was just like, fuck it, just roll it.
Because it definitely didn't make any sense. He just went with the lines. I'm like, at least change it. Like, well, Goldberg's never been that skilled to do anything on the fly. He had to go out there and like, these are my lines, man. That's what I study, so I'm going to do it.
He's pulling Joe Biden out there. He's doing the punctuations and everything. There was a question mark accidentally put in there. Guess what? He's making it sound like a question. You're next.
So then, yeah, he pushed him.
I
He pushed Lesnar in 2016, and then it cut off.
Yeah. I mean, I saw him push him down, and then they went to Stone Cold on an ATV with Rob Riggle.
The way it cut off, though, I'm sailing the 7 Seas, so I just thought I lost the streak. I said, what the hell happened?
Man.
Come to find out that was how they planned it. I was like, oh, okay. This ain't no WCW stuff back in the late 90s where they just, didn't want to air the whole thing. They're just going to do it the next night or something.
Yeah, you hear Shivani yelling at the top of his lungs. We'll see you next week.
Tune in for Atlanta Braves baseball, everyone.
So let's spend a second or two on this. Why? I'm Nancy Kerrigan, and I'm trying to figure out,
Why this dude just clubbed your knee?
Well, yeah. I'm Nancy Kerrigan. I'm asking why.
Vince is showing you that he knows he's got his ears in the streets, but he don't give a damn what you want. We started on 2021 with the oldest guy we can hire. Getting the ring.
Didn't we do this last year?
So he's sitting there. Here's what's happening. So he's sitting there, and he hears the people humming about Sting being in AW. And he's like, oh, now they want the old timers. We'll give it to them. But I'm not taking the belt off Roman. So, Drew, I'm sorry. But we got to take you to Denny's. We got to get Moon over Miami.
Oh, boy.
We got to get some ham and eggs on this plate. Because you're about to lose in 3 fucking seconds.
To be fair, I think Goldberg is the Moons over Miami in his category because that is the most expensive ham and egg meal you can get from Denny's.
But he's getting the win. He's getting the win in like 10 seconds, dude.
So
there's no way. First off, there's no way that this match lasts longer than 3 minutes. Second off, there's no way Goldberg's coming back to get Claymored.
Look at the Drew, man. He is not going against that grain anymore.
Hey, question. To the wrestlers, I gotta think. To the wrestlers that lost to Goldberg for the championship in recent memory,
Kevin Owens.
where are they now?
Kevin Owens is fake injured.
He was
Bray Wyatt was set on fire and killed.
Wait, who?
Bray Wyatt was set on fire and killed.
Mm-hmm.
Did Brock Lesnar lose to him?
To Goldberg, yeah.
Then he's
in 3 seconds, matter of fact.
So he's somewhere in Nova Scotia. Who else lost to Goldberg in record time? I don't know anyone else who did it.
My point is, it's not for anything good.
Did Undertaker?
No, he didn't squash him. They really tried on that one.
Yeah, they tried.
That's your best, huh?
It was just 20 years too late. So does everyone think, at least right now, that Goldberg is going to beat Drew McIntyre?
Yes, but here's the thing. I want to hear your outrage for this as much as you were outraged for Sting in AEW. It is the exact same shit, except you know that they're putting the belt on Goldberg.
I'm trying to think. So what I'm trying to do right now in my head, and
you're trying to skate around and defend it.
No. Listen, what I'm trying to do is think if he's brought back now, how is he going to be in a big money match WrestleMania in a WrestleMania program?
Well, I'll tell
How
you what.
how will he get
Uh,
there?
by spearing Drew McIntyre in 10 seconds and
No, no.
winning
What
the
I'm saying,
championship.
okay, let's assume he wins this. Then what? Is he facing Drew again to Drew to get the victory and get put over?
That or whoever wins the Royal Rumble is going to beat him.
Because well, Drew would be out of that, and he wouldn't get that chance if it's a Royal Rumble person, which I don't think it will. I think that'll be Daniel Bryan. But um, if Goldberg is doing this Royal Rumble to WrestleMania program, which I don't think that he should, then you can't really be mad this one if he's going to beat him. If Drew is going to beat Goldberg in the end, you can't be mad at this one.
Well, you know Drew's not winning because why would they bring Goldberg back?
I'm talking about in the end result, not well. This match, it's going to be whatever it's going to be.
So how does, if at all, Miz factor into this?
Well,
As this is the payoff, right? It has to be.
if Miz doesn't win that belt at Royal Rumble, he's cashing in at WrestleMania.
Agreed.
That's the only way. But see, then it's like, what do you do with Miz? Because that's how you protect both of them, Drew and Goldberg, and get them to WrestleMania. Because I don't think Goldberg is coming out of Royal Rumble with that belt. I know I'm normally a guy saying that he's going to win it, but I don't think he's coming out of there with that belt this time.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you maybe split up Miz and Morrison and let that be your agenda, right?
For the championship, like, are you seriously saying that?
At Mania?
Yes.
I mean, if the goal is McIntyre and Roman, who's it's a classic feud angle. Hey, we once started off as partners, but now we're feuding.
If they wouldn't do that with Jericho and Kevin Owens when they had some of the best segments on Raw, why would they do it with Miz and Morrison?
Well, they were supposed to do it with Owens and Jericho.
No, I know that. That's why I said if they wouldn't do it with them, why would they do it with Miz and Morrison? Why do you think that's going to get that shine?
Because you already disrespected Miz. Because number one, he's a better wrestler than Kevin Owens will ever be.
I mean, but honestly, what shine does Morrison have?
You think he's a better wrestler than Kevin Owens?
Miz? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're smoking crack. Maybe he's better on the microphone. Miz he's a better promo. 100% he's a better promo. But he is not a better wrestler.
Drew. Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah.
Miz is the inferior to Kevin Owens on the mic.
No. I said no. Miz is a better promo than Kevin Owens. I agree. Miz is a better promo. But he is not a better wrestler.
No, I can't agree with that. I think he's better. He's both. He's better at both.
No.
To me. Like, has Kevin Owens ever main evented at WrestleMania? No? Okay.
And that's
makes him better?
Like, comparison. Because their wrestling ability doesn't get you to the main event of WrestleMania. It's what Vince McMahon dictates. What should be the main event.
So Lawrence Taylor is better too then, right?
Yeah.
That's what we doing?
I mean, that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Yokozuna's the better wrestler.
Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
his leg drop and bonsai drop. That's
man,
his two moves.
I'm just playing y'all game. That's all. I'm hell yeah.
We're playing your game. That's what you say makes you a better wrestler. The fact that Goldberg at the age of 74 years old is a better wrestler than the entire roster because he main events WrestleMania.
How you keep adding 10 years on to the man age?
Because Drew don't care about nobody. Look at him. Rick Wagner, God bless the dead. And now adding 10 years on to people's life. Come on, man. Disrespectful.
I care about a lot of people.
Well, the Miz ain't one of them.
No, I respect the Miz. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie and say that he's a better wrestler than Kevin Owens. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. It's bullshit.
Anyway, Miz fits in this equation somehow. I just don't know how. I don't know what this means for Reigns and McIntyre. I don't know what this means for Miz. I don't know what this means for Morrison or whoever fights Miz for the championship. But to have Goldberg come back screams desperation. Again. Because you have other talent on Raw that you can use to put them over instead of Goldberg and create new stars. But clearly Vince doesn't want to do that. You know when he comes back, you know Goldberg's going to win it.
Yeah. You know he's not coming back to lose. He's not coming back to lose to Drew McIntyre. He's coming back to win. Like I said earlier, you don't pay somebody $1 million per match to lose at the Royal Rumble. Maybe he'll lose at WrestleMania, but he's not losing at Royal Rumble for $1 million. Like, if you're spending that money, he's going over.
That right there is why you got to put some respect. Okay, you got to put some respect on Brock Lesnar's name. Brock Lesnar's going to give you a 4 or 5 month program.
Back up. Brock Lesnar's not going to give you a 4 or 5 month program. Paul Heyman's going to give you a 4 or 5 month program. Brock Lesnar's going to give you 2 matches.
Well, no. So the 4 or 5 month program is starting from when he first appears.
Yep, and then he's gone for months at a time, and Paul Heyman pushes that feud. So put some respect to Paul Heyman's name, not Brock Lesnar's.
Then he wins, and then he appears for a month and a half after that.
No, he does not.
Okay.
Paul Heyman shows up, and he pushes that feud. And if Brock Lesnar does show up, Brock Lesnar will just be jumping up and down, bouncing in the middle of the ring. He's not doing anything to push that feud whatsoever.
So here's all of that. Sorry, I'm asking you one question. I need an answer. Who would you rather be in the spot? Goldberg or Brock Lesnar?
Which spot? Are we talking the spot we have right now?
Exactly.
Against Drew?
Against Drew. Who would you rather see?
Goldberg, because I already saw Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't believe that.
And honestly, Mac, that question's like saying, what would you rather have, hepatitis or syphilis? Because syphilis goes away. So, obviously syphilis is good. But what would you rather have?
I mean, for you calling Brock Lesnar syphilis or hepatitis, I mean, that's very... I don't think you should do that. But, I mean, Goldberg's not sticking around for 5 months, giving you more than one match. That's why I asked that, because Brock can give you more than one match.
Yeah, he might give you like 3 matches, but they're not going to be together, and he's not going to be building that feud up every week. That's going to be Paul Heyman doing it.
They're not quality matches anymore, though. It's not doing anything but,
He's just suplexing you 5 times.
suplexes an F5. So it's not like the same Brock. So that doesn't stand anymore.
Just which things are different, man, Wish I saw what I saw.
Take those goggles off, bro.
Yeah, I know. Rose colored like a mug. Well, seeing that we got Goldberg here, he's got to lose it. If it's not The Miz, then who is it to?
I don't know, because I don't know how The Miz could use it if he's not going to use it by WrestleMania. Like, he only has a few months left.
So you think it's, here's the path. McIntyre loses to Goldberg. Miz pins Goldberg or McIntyre. Yes? No?
I think that Miz, if anything, because, Goldberg, obviously, after his 10-second match, is completely and totally destroyed on the inside now. Miz is going to wait until Goldberg's at his most fatigued at the 12-second mark. And he's going to make an appearance. And that's where he's going to beat Goldberg. If not at Royal Rumble, then at WrestleMania.
I think this is just a Royal Rumble thing. I don't see Goldberg sticking around for 2 months, 3 months. I don't see it. Because he has to stick around and defend the championship. You can't put a stranglehold on the championship for months and not defend it. This is why your...
Wait, what'd you say?
Huh?
Say that line again.
Okay, this is why the hatred for Brock Lesnar is astounding. Because he'll do what Brock won't. Or he'll do what Goldberg won't. Or physically can't. Which is defend the championship.
Who, Brock Lesnar?
Yes. Because Goldberg won't do it.
You said that Brock Lesnar. So you're saying that he never put a stranglehold on the championship? Like he was always there, fighting champion? Is that what you're saying? We're not saying that, right?
During the road to WrestleMania? No, he did not.
When was he a fighting champion? No. No. Imaginary cameraman. Zoom in on Mac right now. Zoom in. Finish that thought. When was he a fighting champion?
05?
Oh, get the fuck out. He wasn't even a company in 05.
I was gonna say you got to go back to 2002 or something because it definitely wasn't anywhere past 2014.
And Sting was a great signing in 2001. Get the fuck out of here.
It was Here Comes the Pain, Brock. That's when he was a fighting champion. Different times.
Okay, then hey, great. AEW signing of Sting is great. Because all we have to do is just think of Crow Sting from 1996. By that logic, let's play the game.
Nah, y'all don't want to play my game.
Pause.
You lose every time.
Speaking of game, you ever gonna put down the game while you're doing the podcast?
I'm not even playing the game. See it there? Or are you talking about a different kind of joystick? Pause. Y'all never answered my question.
What question was that?
You never answered ours.
When was Brock Lesnar a fighting champion?
Yes.
I just told you.
You said a time period when he wasn't even with the company.
Okay. I'm
he was
sorry.
a fighting champion when he was in Minnesota Vikings training camp.
Oh, okay. 0304.
Okay, so once again, that defeats your entire purpose. Your entire point of, well, Brock Lesnar's a good champion instead of Goldberg. It's not, because you're talking about a time period 15 fucking years ago.
All I know is, Drew, last year we had a very active Brock Lesnar. Tell me we
didn't. They didn't, because if you did, you would have said last year, not 2005.
Well, I'm just talking shit, man.
Yeah, but if you're gonna have a thought, and especially when you guys are gonna give me so much shit about AEW signing Sting, and then this happens, and it's just like it's just like you go on the defense. Like, no, it's not the same thing. No, it's not the same thing.
All right, well, here's the truth of the matter. Brock Lesnar has been a more active champion than Goldberg has ever. Wished he could be. That's a fact. He's been around. Let's talk about Boombox Brock. He's been around defending the championship. He's he's on for promos. He wears the t-shirts. He sells the merch. He's somebody who I respect more than Goldberg. And
when Goldberg was 174-0, he was more over than Brock Lesnar ever wishes he could be.
If Brock Lesnar was 174-0, he would be more over than Goldberg or more.
But he wasn't.
When The Rock put together.
But he wasn't.
But I'm just saying, your point means nothing.
The point is, you're talking about shit that happened 15 years ago. Like,
I'm talking about
this shit's old. Like, this shit that they're pulling right now is garbage. Why are you taking Drew McIntyre, who you're trying to build as your top babyface, and you're literally going to fucking bury him to a guy who should not be in a wrestling ring?
I agree with you, Drew. But the lesser of two evils is giving Brock Lesnar his normal Mania spot and bringing him back.
You're taking the title away from a guy who actually, like, we joke, but this guy actually gets discounted Denny's. He is that old.
But my thing is, Drew, if you're going to do it, give it to Brock. Don't give it to Gold.
Or just don't do it at all. Don't do it at all. It's like, hey, if you're going to create a terrorist attack, use C4 instead of liquid nitrogen. How about you just don't fucking do it?
Bro, I agree.
How about you just build the roster you have instead of sitting there going, why are ratings down every week? That's because you're not building stars.
It's a train wreck.
I agree. They shouldn't do that, but they do it anyway. But
But instead of sitting there and defending and going, well, no, they should bring back this old guy instead of that old guy. Don't bring old guys back at all.
Well,
you don't have legend. That's it.
As Goldberg is. So all I'm saying is, in the category that you have, where you're saying to yourself, well, who's subject to come back and be in a spot like this? Well, let's look. You've got a certain amount of guys who fit that bill. And let's say Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, whoever else you want to put in there is in it. You say, well, who's the best wrestler in this spot? And it's clear. It's not Goldberg, it's Brock Lesnar.
Just you wait, Drew. Drew McIntyre hasn't even done the one thing he has to do that all wrestlers have to do. And that's fight Triple H one-on-one.
I just, like, you guys busted my ass so hard when Sting got signed. And now if Brock Lesnar comes back, you're gonna be telling me, well, this is better than Goldberg. Oh, this is the right move.
I'm sorry, but you can't put Sting and Brock Lesnar in the same category.
You
if
can.
you try to fool yourself.
You can.
No, you cannot.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Because they both have the same wrestling ability now.
No, you cannot. No, you can't.
Absolutely.
Nope.
You replace suplex with baseball bat swing, and you got the same guy.
Not gonna let you do it. Nope. Come on.
Darby Allin is his Paul Heyman.
Don't do that.
You said replace the suplex with a baseball bat.
See how you do, man? Drew, come on, man.
It's not the same thing, man. Ugh.
This has nothing to do with AEW versus WWE. You're reaching. Hey, you know you are. Now, if you want to compare Goldberg and Sting, do that.
So you're telling me that if they brought Brock Lesnar back again to be in WrestleMania again with the championship again, it would be the right move?
If they had to bring somebody back that was old.
Why do they have to?
I agree with you. They shouldn't.
They have to because y'all go tune in.
I'm not tuning in for that shit.
Well, you say you ain't, but
I'm not. I can't even tell you the last time I actually sat down and watched a WWE pay-per-view. Because they're basically just rehashed Raw and SmackDowns at this point.
That much of a AEW mark?
How is it an AEW mark that I'm just bored with the same old shit? It's literally just rehashed episodes of Raw and SmackDown. It's the exact same set. It's the exact same matches that you can see on Raw and SmackDown. Tune in tonight where you get to see Roman Reigns take on Kevin Owens. And then on SmackDown, you see Roman Reigns faces Kevin Owens in a steel cage match. It's the exact same fucking matches. Why tune in?
he wants to see a bunch of tag matches every week.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Do we have
you
anything else before we depart on the Geritol the Geritol 500 and take our Centrum Silver?
Yeah, we almost went 3 hours, dude. What the hell?
I know.
This is supposed to be light.
I didn't think it was going to be light at all, just because of this. Drew, stop hating, man. You hate Brock Lesnar so much, it's disgusting. And I don't know why you do. I mean,
the next time I hear you guys sit there and say, "Oh, the AEW is bringing back an old guy,"
is Sting wrestling?
But if it was Brock Lesnar, you'd be fucking, beating off on fucking Pornhub, just like, "Oh yeah, Brock Lesnar's back. Fuck yeah, take a look."
Is Sting wrestling on AEW or what?
He hasn't wrestled yet.
Good, keep it that way. And then, if he doesn't, please don't ever talk about him doing that with or being compared with Brock. It's blasphemy. Sting wish he could be Brock Lesnar. Please.
I think Sting knows better than to wrestle.
Well, his boy Goldberg doesn't, so that's the part that has me all messed up.
Sting basically just shows up every week and looks at Darby Allin and leaves. That's what they pay him to do.
And Tony probably jacks him off in the trailer, like he does in the ring. Drew, you made this about Sting, bro. Not me. But I hear what I'm pissed off just like you. But I've accepted it. Anyway, this has been a very lengthy podcast. You're listening maybe on the way to work or coming from work, or you're on your Peloton, or you're playing your Xbox or your PS5, or you're just sitting there by yourself, but you're listening. And for that, we thank you. This has been...
By the way, before we sound off, I did just want to say that we are wishing... So I know that you called me heartless earlier, but I do want to say that we are sending out our condolences and heartfelt thoughts to Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard, but he is currently in the ICU due to a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, I just read.
So
crazy.
That's pretty serious, and 2021 is coming in like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Crazy. Definitely wishing him, man, huge recovery. Can't take this. This would be, man, huge loss. So get well, prayers to Dr. Dre, like Drew said. Did you all have anything else for this evening?
No.
Listen if you can, subscribe if it let you.
It's a fact. For No Chill Drew and Swervely, my name is Total Mac. We will see you next week. And if you can't, be safe, be careful. Deuces.